Well, I also would be massively peed off. Let's begin. The article says that Boris Johnson demanded an MP from the Privileges Committee resigns. Tory backbencher Sir Bernard Jenkin was accused of going to cake-fuelled birthday celebrations in December 2020 when pandemic restrictions were in place. The claims have caused a storm because Sir Bernard is one of the MPs behind the highly damning report into whether the ex-PM misled MPs over Partygate. And Mr Johnson, quite rightly in my opinion, hit out after the Guido Fawkes blog revealed that Sir Bernard went to the gathering in Parliament to celebrate his wife's birthday. And whilst the Sun has approached Sir Bernard for comment, he told Guido Fawkes that he did not attend any drinks parties during lockdown. But when pressed, he could not recall if any drinks had been consumed. That's strange, isn't it? In a raging statement, Boris said, "If this is true, it's an outrageous and total contempt of Parliament. Sir Bernard has just voted to expel me from Parliament for allegedly trying to conceal from Parliament my knowledge of illicit events. And in reality, of course, I did no such thing. And now it turns out that he may have for the whole time known that he himself attended an event and concealed this from the Privileges Committee and the whole House for the last year. To borrow the language from the committee, if this is the case, he must have known he was in breach of the rules. So why didn't he say so?" Well, Sir Bernard, I think it's about time you come down off your high horse, isn't it? I mean, I don't know about you, but I think he was one of the smuggest, arrogant people I saw on that committee. And for it to come out that he himself basically did the same thing as what Boris did and had a piece of cake, or maybe much worse, it's just a total pee-take, isn't it? And along with Harriet Harman, of course, being the chairperson who previously spoke out against Boris, it just makes a mockery of the whole Privileges Committee and Parliament in general at the moment, doesn't it? I mean, how can a committee be the judges if something was followed correctly or not, if some of its members may have also attended the bashes? Now, of course, it is important to say that he does deny that he went to any parties, but I do find it strange that he just suddenly couldn't recall if drinks were served at his wife's birthday bash, because let's face it, when you're having a birthday celebration or something like that for your wife, I'm pretty sure that in offices around London, especially Parliament, as we've often heard, that booze flows quite freely, doesn't it? So I find that hard to believe myself. And after this has come out, I personally think that if it's found to be true, then not only should his vote not count, but personally I think Boris should rescind his resignation, if that indeed is possible now. And the whole committee scrapped and placed with members who were actually impartial. And while some may say that the other people were impartial, it doesn't really seem like it to me. And if anything, not only does this seem to come across as a complete farce, but also a complete witch hunt against Boris. Because how can it be okay for Sir Bernard just to sit there coming out with all sorts of statements and questions to Boris when he has done basically the same thing, in my opinion? So how can it be okay for him to do it and not Boris? It just screams along the lines of do as I say, not do as I do. We've got Keir Starmer, haven't we, with his old curry and beer night, which strangely that was allowed. Curry was allowed, but cake wasn't. Unless, of course, they were relying on the fact that John Major also had a piece of curry in Parliament and just thought it would be okay for them. But that is slightly different, isn't it? Anyway, I should be back for more soon, so make sure you click that subscribe button down there so you don't miss my next video. I'll see you in the next one.